So hi Scorpio, Scorpio rising. Welcome to your November 2022 astrology reading. And I'm actually going to use the astrology cards for you. I started reading with the Muse and I stopped because it just wasn't sitting right with your energy. So if you're Scorpio rising, this full moon in Taurus will be hitting your 7th house of marriage, partnerships, adversaries, so enemies. I'm just going to put that back in because I'm not really tuned in yet. It's also your social life. So this full moon will really be closing out this energy of dealing with possible dishonesty in partnerships, whether that's been in spousal situations, because the 7th house is about union. It's also about people that are our enemies, adversaries, so they don't want the best for us. And also, funnily enough, it rules yoga because it comes under union, and we say in yoga that it's the coming together of body, mind and spirit as one. So yoga is not about putting yourself into these contortionist positions. It might be for some people, but actually the true meaning and philosophy of yoga is to be at one with oneself, to be at peace, to calm the mind, to work with the breath, to be in the present moment. So there might be something around this that you have reached this point in your life where you know what that looks like for you. So I'm going to ask Spirit, what are the energies for you around November? Right, okay. So yeah, I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of mental activity for Scorpios in this month. So you've just had your new moon if your ascendant is in Scorpio, in your first house. So it's a bit like the new moon is your first house is like your appearance, it's self, it's the image that you project out into the world. So sometimes when you get this new chapter around your first house, you will look at sometimes all the things in your wardrobe and you'll be like, oh my God, that's just got to go. I don't want that anymore. You get an upgrade in your image. So it could be that you've been going through that and then now you're closing out in your 7th house. It's reflecting, because your 7th house is how you connect with others. So it could be that for you, Scorpio, you're now part of this upgrade is that you're looking at what you want in your life when it comes to partnerships, and it can be even business partnerships, 7th house. So what's this communicating about for Scorpio, please, Spirit? What's that about? What's that card about? Thank you. I don't want all of those. Well, a lot of people want to talk to you, Scorpio. I just get this feeling that there's a lot of... So Mars has come out and Leo. So this is like your time to shine, Scorpio. This is your time, especially for the Sun Scorpios. It's your time to shine. You're just looking all sparkly. But it's so funny because the 12th house has come out, which is where we want to go back into the cave. So you see, not all Scorpios will have had this new moon in their first house. It depends. So the house before the first house is the 12th house. So often before we go through our birthday, we will often go through quite an insular time where we're mulling over the mysteries of life. The 12th house is very much like the hermit going into the cave. You're just kind of mulling over the mysteries, and you don't feel very sociable. And then the first house is quite the opposite. It's very much like you want to be out and about, chatting to people, showing people who you really are, what you've got. So there's this almost like with some Scorpios, again, it will be different depending on the degrees of Scorpio you've got these signs in. So if your new moon was in your 12th house, you will have found that you've been through quite a deep, rich, fulfilling time that's been very internal, and you're now this whole area that you're whatever the moon has been transiting and the planets have been transiting, especially the sun, is now coming into your first house. So this upgrade is happening at certain points for different people, the Scorpio placement. What about this full moon for Scorpio, please? The full moon for Scorpio. Yes, there's something coming in, the grand cross provoker. So it's activating some big change in your life around the 7th house, Scorpio, is what I want to say. First house, the body. So this is also like, you know, again, it's how we adorn ourselves. It's like what people see when they first meet us. So again, for some people, it's going to be different for different Scorps. For some of you, it's going to instigate a change to go, right, you know, that yoga, 7th house yoga, first house, you know, what in my life, that's 7th house, which is, you know, partnerships, marriages, lovers, unions of whatever types. It's not necessarily friendships, that's 11th house. Yoga, like you might be inspired to just go, I know I need to do some yoga now. My body's calling out for some kind of different type of exercise that's much more in tune with who I am now. You know, I'm going through this first house shift, and North Node is, for some people, for some Scorpios, it's going to be awakening your purpose and your path. Like there might be a feeling of time running out and you're needing to kind of force things, and Spirit's saying, no, you don't. You're going to be looking at this Taurus energy. For some of you, you're going to be looking at what you have, what you own. What do I need? I might need less now. So, you know, remember, full moons are closing things out. They are actually clearing things out as well. What does Scorpio not see coming in this month, November? What does Scorpio not see coming in this month of November? What's that? What's that about the 11th house? It could be the Virgo and Aries has come out, so it could be healing around friendships, new friends coming in, because the 11th house has come out, which is friendships. Friendships that are much more on your level, because Scorpio energy doesn't do small talk. It's not interested in it. It wants to really talk about really interesting subjects like psychology, like philosophy, like the deeper meaning of life. Like, you know, they'll talk about all sorts of different subjects. Like that surface level stuff doesn't cut it with Scorpio. I want to say, like, there's a real coming together with friendships for you. So this 7th, for Scorpio risings, with this 7th house closing out for you around friendship groups, and just realising, I just feel with Scorpio, I've just got this energy around a lot of them, that they have been shown a lot of friends over this last few years who are not in their best interest. So these are people that were wearing masks, that weren't being real around Scorpio. The thing is, what maybe some people don't realise is Scorpio can handle it, because they know it's not about them. They know that it's about the person and whatever issues they're going through. But what I'm hearing is Scorpio's really woken up to this energy of, I'm no longer going to be somebody's like energetic punch bag or dumping ground of their stuff. So there's like this, I feel this is what this 12th house is really about. I feel like it's like, you know, because the 12th house is where we withdraw and we isolate, it's the inner worlds, but it's like Scorpio's really figured this out now, that what they've got in their life, it's good for them, their body, soul and mind, and what's left wasn't. Outcome for Scorpio for November, anything else in the energies for Scorpio, please? The Magician, which is like the magic manifester. You're in a power period, Scorpio, so it's time to manifest your dreams. It's time to learn something new, to learn a new way, especially when it comes to career, professional advice. I see many of you possibly trademarking your businesses, copywriting your material, protecting your creative content, I'm hearing. The Four of Swords has come out, so don't overdo it. Learn to go, the moon's here, so learn to go with the cycles. You know, the moon is like the ebb and flow of the energies of your emotional field. And again, remember, Scorpio's fixed water. It needs to know that It's got a container, it's got to feel safe, and it's an emotional field. I just feel with Scorpio that there is, it's a mixed bag here, guys. But I feel like Spirit just want to kind of commend you for staying steady. And they're saying that you've almost had to adapt some form of fixed earth energy around this time. So I don't know whether you've been doing grounding techniques, or you're exercising more, or you're doing energetic practices which ground you in your body. But I feel like it's really, really working. A lot of Scorpios who have really gone through the mill with friendships, and people just being very disingenuous with you. I feel like these cards here around Grand Trine and Blessings and Abundance, 11th house, Virgo and Aries, is like saying, who's with you now is in it for the long haul. And I actually feel like these cards are saying to me, these are people that can be themselves with you. So there's no expectation placed upon the relationships. There's no like, well, I haven't heard from Scorpio for 3 weeks and Scorpio's had a thing with me. When actually, you know what, Scorpio's just maybe taking care of Scorpio right now. Because they have a phenomenal amount of energy to disperse in any avenue that they want. But they also need, what Spirit is saying is, with that predominant energetic system, you also need to replenish it just as much. It's balancing the scales, they're saying. Anything else for Scorpio for November? And the Emperor, just like they're saying, just take charge of this time, Scorpio. Utilize this time for you. So if you've got like a new business idea or something that you want to start, and you're learning, they're just saying, I'm getting this feeling that whatever it is that you're putting your energy into, I know the Four of Swords is around this, but I actually feel like you've had time to think about this. You've been mulling this one over. You've got the Nine of Cups around it and the Magician. It's like, these are the cards that say like your wish will come true. I mean, it's like, I know that Magician looks a bit, but for Halloween we can go with it, can't we? It's a bit horror type thing, but the Nine of Cups is like, look, this is gonna happen because I'm gonna make it happen. You've got Mars and you've got Leo, which is, it's like the sun shining on you. The sun card hasn't come out. And what I'm also hearing, Scorpio, is for a long time now, you've worked really hard in the gallows. You've been out there slogging away. You've been always tending to your crop for a long time now. And it's now time for you to shine. Yeah, don't hold back. This is the card of like holding on and holding back. Spirit is saying, don't hold back. That's that 12th house energy. I want to go back. And they're saying, please don't regress your energy back to the past. The people that have left because your energy won't tolerate liars and cheaters, and also people that aren't honest with you, or people that can't be honest with you, because you actually, once people get to know you, you actually have a very, 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 very strong heart that's true, that stays true. That's the energy of what you're letting go of. The Five of Swords. This is like people that, and actually this came out in the monthly reading, this energy around those people that just want to fight for the sake of fighting, when actually what it is they've got issues and they just need to go and see a therapist. Somebody's having I mean this with the greatest respect, but they've got issues that they're holding on to, and then Scorpio comes along just being quite sullen and, all sexy and, smouldering, and it almost like triggers some people that are just like, well, the energy of Scorpio can awaken things in people, because that's its job. It's a transmutative energy. It's the 8th house of, regeneration and hidden issues. So Scorpios make the best like psychologists, and they're able to go in and deal with the whole the underworld and not get stuck and pulled down there. They just need to remember to pull themselves out. Anything else for Scorpio for November, please, Spirit? Right, the World. Time to move forward. Just honestly, this is your time of the year, Scorpio. Yeah, It's time to let go of that old death energy in Ten of Swords. So anything from the past that represents this, it's time for you to absolutely take charge as the emperor of your own life, as the destiny holder of your own life. You've got this energy around you, the Magician and Nine of Cups. And what Spirit is saying is who and what around you is around you now is the true blue. It's the true blues are around you. And you can let all that shit go, Scorpio. I mean, you are the Kali. You are Kali. You know, just let it all go. Whether you were a man or a woman, it's irrelevant. It's Kali energy. Like, you can just let it all go, burn. It's like, this is the time to write everything down that you think you're not letting go of and just let it burn. Put it in the barbecue, obviously within means and safety. Do your sacred fire and let it all burn and send it to the light, and just have an amazing month. And I will speak to you soon. Lots and lots of love. Take good care.